We are live, and tonight we'll be talking about why it is urgent that you should be looking into your financial independence coming up after the intro.
Hey, yeah. It's all about wealth engineering. Might be something that you're not used to. It's okay, cause I'm here to introduce you to concepts. Time to grow and make big moves. All about crypto, come see. Stocks and business, yes indeed. Got the info that you need. Hosted by my homie JC. Hey, yeah. Wealth engineering. Stacking and stacking it up. It's time to generate wealth. Till you living like Scrooge McDuck. Hey, wealth engineering. It's time to show you the game. Till you living like Richie Rich. Till you ballin' like Bruce Wayne. Hey, you ain't gotta be an expert, no problem. It don't really matter where you at, just start it. It'll take time, hard work, and
What's up, guys? This is JC, and welcome to the Wealth Engineering Podcast. I create content to help you create financial freedom, financial independence, but motivate you as well, right? We want to make content on creating learn how to make money, keep money, and multiplying money. Now, how do we do that, guys? We do that by investing in stocks, crypto, real estate, and business. And this is what I create contents for. If these are things that are interested in, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell. So you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. I had a lot of fun designing this thumbnail yesterday, but hey, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this because these are the things that will be affecting our lives for the next 10 to 20 years. And now is the creation of the future, right? The future is being built right now. So when we understand where the future is going, we can either let that future affect us in a negative way or a positive way. And the purpose of this stream is to bring light to the massive change that are being planned, that are being engineered, so that we can use some of these change to actually engineer our own wealth, right? I'm all about wealth engineering, and this is exactly what we're going to talk about. But this topic, it's so much of a I can relate a lot with this topic, and I'll tell you about that as we do the stream. But I'm actually going to start a playlist, and once a month, I'm going to make a stream relating to this topic right here because I need to sound the alarm, guys. It was already an urgency for me, but now that Elon Musk made the announcement that they're going to shift their company into designing robot, has become a bigger urgency, and we're going to dive deep into it today. But you know, before I go there, let me say salute to everyone here. Salute Aaron B. Thank you for being early with your eyes and your popcorns. Tasha Oshigros, thank you for your support. Thank you. Kareen, hello. How are you doing here? Nice to see you. How are you doing, Joshua Epps? Thank you for being here. Let's get into it, guys. All right, guys. So, what are we going to talk about today? I'm going to give you three reasons why you should prioritize your financial independence. And I'm also sounding the alarm because if you haven't done the work yet, if you haven't started building your portfolio yet for retirement, for financial independence, you need to get on it today. You need to get on it tomorrow, and I'll try to help you as much as possible so that we can start on the right path, so that it does not take you as long to get to the goals as it took me, right? That's the thing. That's what I'm here for, to help shorten that learning curve. But at the end of the day, you still have to put the work, and there is still some work to put in there. So make sure you hit the like button, guys, as you come in. And also, please share this stream to as many people as possible. We need to get people on board so that they can hear those messages and start preparing for a better future, right? Us as millennials, we're not as lucky as the previous generation. The previous generation, the baby boomer, Generation X, they could rely on job security, right? This is the concept where you go to school, you get a job, and you spent 35, 40 years, right, in one single job. They had this opportunity given to them. Well, for us, we no longer have that. I'm sure if you're a millennial and you've been working 5, 6 years in the industry, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you are long enough to stay in your job, you have seen your coworkers, your peers going to different jobs, right? As they're trying to get a raise in their salary. Why? Because of inflation, because of the rise, the cost of living. Well, they need on a raise so that they can keep up the same lifestyle that they have. Or if you have been the one who's been going from job to job, then you know exactly what I mean. So we no longer have job security from that perspective. Now keep in mind what I'm going to be talking today, then you're going to realize that job security is going to be a myth at this point. And we got to find another way. We got to find another way to sustain ourselves, whether it's government given, whether it's our own creation. But you will have to face this decision sometime in the next 10 to 15 years. And just to give you guys keep in mind, last time I made a topic about this guy, I mean job versus AI. I actually lost 3 subscribers because people don't necessarily want to hear information like that, especially if it has a feel of doomsday or something. They like to have the good information or the information that makes them feel good. But sometimes, guys, the truth is not necessarily pleasant to hear. But I have to risk offending you in a way, but at least you get the truth, right? If you get the truth, that's I do my jobs. But we don't need to go to all the way that deep, right? I can I can talk to you in a way that I can show you data, I can show you evidence. I've done that in a previous stream, showing you reports over reports that are showing you the trend of innovation and estimation that people have for the end of the decade. All right. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to dive deeper into from the previous discussion we had. And I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of the stream so far, J Bones. Thank you very much for your super chat, $2 super chat, J Bones. Heading to Asian B-Day party in New York, just saying. All right, sac passe, tell them sac passe, and enjoy that party for you. But still, thank you for your support, sir. Gina Morena, salute to you. Thank you very much. Karen is here. And yes, with them Google eyes, nice conversation we had the other day. But guys, seriously, it's a topic that needs to be discussed, and we're gonna dive deep into it. So again, I'm going to be showing you guys three reasons why you should prioritize your financial independence. And if you haven't done this work already, guys, then you cannot afford not to listen to this stream because there is an urgency. There is an urgency. And please share this stream to as many people as possible so that we can have people that are participating and getting this information as well. All right. So, with that said, guys, let's dive deep into the topic. So, first, I want to start by saying, why am I qualified in a way to talk to you about this topic? Because, again, what I'm saying is, why should you prioritize your financial independence? And basically, the reason why I'm saying that is because of innovation. For those who don't know, Elon Musk made an announcement that Tesla is going to start looking and producing basically a virtual assistant, not even virtual, just a physical assistant robot that can do anything a human can do. Now that may sound like futuristic, that may sound like like something you've seen in movies, but to be honest with you guys, the future is not that far as you think it is. All right. And again, I want to go back to the question I asked earlier. Why do you think I'm qualified to even talk about this? Well, for those who don't know, I still have a background in engineering. I studied electrical engineering with a specialization in electronics. And basically, since I was young, right? Since I was a kid, I love to like break toys and then figure it out how this toy work, looking into the electronics. And then every so often, I would be sad because I didn't know how to put the toy back together. So I was like, man. So sometimes it was a strange feeling because I was so curious about this toy and how it worked that I wanted to destroy it to figure it out. But then I know that if I do destroy it, then I won't be able to satisfy my curiosity and I won't be able to play like also with the toy after. So it's like always this weird balance. And I'm like, so that's actually one of the reasons very early on. I'm talking about 4, 5, 6 years old that I was starting to think about electronics, being a technician, how to put things together. Then after, when I was a teenager, I had a computer, internet. I grew up in Haiti, and I was one of the very few ones with internet. So I dived deep into it as well, and learned a lot about technology and innovation. So when the time came to make a decision, I know that I hate reading. So my mom wanted me to be a lawyer. Hell nah, that's not going to happen, right? I hate reading, and to be in law, you have to be pretty good at that, right? Writing essays and all. Your So not for me. And doctor, and I don't really like the sight of blood and all that. So and I heard some stories about the doctor students that has these smell things. I'm like, nah, man, I don't want to live life like this. So I'm like, what other things can I do? And it turns out I was thinking of being a technician back then, and then later my mom like, yeah, if you go with a technician, you can also graduate to be an engineer. So I'm like, you know what? I've been having a passion and an interest for electronics for a while. I also wanted to figure out how electricity works, so I was like, you know what? That's perfect for me. Electrical engineer. There it is. So in my studying I'm studying in a university electronics, how to put circuit boards together. I'm also being exposed to programming, right? So this is part of what we study. And the first year, the first 2 years of engineering, like computer, software engineering, and electrical engineer, are pretty much the same with the same courses. So I learned how to code. I learned basically how to understand a machine, the computer, the logic process, binary, and all that. So I understand all that, and as I graduated, even though I specialized in electronics, but I still had a leaning towards mixing hardware with software. That was always consistent throughout my studies. And basically, for my graduating project, that's what I did, right? Mixing hardware with software, but it was on a video content, which is why a lot of my investment in cryptocurrencies are in video contents, right? Because I understand the industry of video producing, video camera building, right? And then the software, the algorithm that goes on the back end. So I understand all that. I was coding all that, right? Me and my wife. That's where I met my wife in school. So my wife and I, we have both background like that. So after school, I went on the electronic routes. My wife was more on the AI route right from school, right? So although I wasn't directly involved in artificial intelligence, my wife was, right? And every so often, every year, we would go to events, we would go to expositions where we would see the evolution of artificial intelligence or any other technologies in our field. And so I was always being alerted on what's going on. I was always following what's going on, and that's how I was able to keep track. Now, um, all that to say, guys, and now currently what I'm doing right now is I'm working in Montreal. I'm working for a startup who was also in an AI company in the agriculture industry, and my previous startup was also an AI company in the agriculture industry. So I've basically been working 3 years directly with the technology of artificial intelligence, but since high school, since after school, I was still involved in that world because either to my wife, either to my own interests, I've been following it. And as an investor, I've been following Elon Musk for a very long time. So that exposed me to artificial intelligence regardless. So all that to say, guys, right? All that to say, and I gotta look at you in the eyes. And I know I've been looking at the eyes before, but this is the moment where I'm gonna bring it that to you. I gotta look at you in the eyes as I say this. My job is simple. I am in the business of replacing your job. That's what I do, guys. You may not like it, guys. You may not like the sound of it, but I am in the business of replacing your job. And the main tool that I'm using, or my company or my industry is using to achieve this goal, is artificial intelligence. Now, I'm not saying that our main purpose is to replace human jobs. That's not our main purpose. We don't go to the job and say, you know what, humans are inefficient. Let's just replace them. No, it's just that our job is to find the most efficient way to design a system, the most cost effective way to design a system, And as technology is being involved, AI, artificial intelligence, has become a no brainer to achieve efficiency and make sure that we can do it on a relatively low cost. We live in a world of capitalization, right? A capital, we need capital. It's all about profit. So the lower you can make a product or service into market and still get high profit from it, that's the world we live in. And naturally, from a business mindset perspective, it just makes sense to start using the tools that will allow you to get to a level like this. And that's why artificial intelligence are being more and more attractive to people like my startup companies, right? The startup companies does not have a lot of capital to start, so they got to find a way to get an edge and fight the big companies, right? The 500 company, the S&P 500 companies, the Teslas of the world. So how do a startup fight the Teslas, the solar panels of the world, right? So we got to use whatever tools we can get to try to compete just to get some income, consistent income to live our life. And that's why AI becomes super appealing. So we go to AI, but as we're programming the AI, guys, we can understand the large impact of this. And that's why I as an engineer, currently right now I'm working in sales engineering, but still as someone who's in the tech world, I'm sounding the alarm to say like, hey, the technology that we work with, a side effect of that is it can be so good in the next 10 years that it could eventually replace a lot of job in the market. And if you don't believe me, just follow the previous stream that I made on this topic. I'll actually I'll be adding somewhere here if you're watching it on replay so that you can see it. But this is serious, guys. There are many projections that are saying a lot artificial intelligence is going to be able to impact a lot of jobs in the future. All right. So with that said, guys, before I move on to the next point, let me talk to you. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Make sure you hit the likes up as you come in. Let me see how we're doing. Thank you for the likes. And let's see. Yes, no worries, J Bones. You're doing great. Hi, Lashes. How are you doing? We did a nice stream the other day, so about how we can still retire early and with a low income. So there is absolutely no excuse, guys. And she did it in 4 years. So if she could do it, you could do it too. And let me see. I think every engineer starts out that way, breaking things. My cousin used to take apart all the electronics in the house. I used to want to fight him. he's he's an engineer now. Absolutely, I can relate with that. Yeah, it was just annoying because I had to make a choice between my curiosity versus having fun for the rest of the week or the rest of the month. And often I would my curiosity would it would just drive me crazy enough that I would just like, you know what, let me break things and figure out how it works. But eventually I would actually be able to assemble my toys as I grow older. And it was interesting. It was interesting. But it's interesting comment you got there. And how about what's up, Aaron B? All right, guys. So that's basically what I wanted to talk to you about, guys. I am in the business of replacing your job. This is not my direct. This is not something I intend to do. This is not something my company or my industry intends to do. It's just the way the world works. Efficiency, low cost, in a capital world. That's the way it goes. And artificial intelligence, it's just a tool that is so appealing that you just can't deny its effect, and it just naturally gravitates toward that. Just to give you another example, I have a company, a side job or a side hustle called Wealth Engineering, and right now, as we're speaking right now, I'm looking at two tools that uses artificial intelligence on the back end to provide me the research and the results that I need. Two of them, not just one. I'm using two. So just right now, even though I'm not really making that much income from my business yet, right? As a way to be more efficient at a low cost, a artificial intelligence can solve that for me. So even I, as a small business, using two artificial intelligence solutions to be able to run my business. So just to give you an idea where the trend is going, guys. All right. I want to keep that in mind. And again, if I'm using artificial intelligence, that means less people that I need to hire. Just keep it a buck. All right. All right. So the first reason why we are going to talk about why it's urgent that you need to work on your portfolio, financial independence, is because of Cathy Wood. All right. So, what I'm going to get back into this report soon, but what I want to talk to you about is someone named Cathy Wood. She's a researcher, investor, hedge fund manager, and very popular for her take and her early investments in Tesla. All right, she invested in Tesla early, and you can see her all over CNBC. Now, every year, she publishes her reports because she focuses on innovation, and she tried to make a trend of those innovation and make predictions based on what she sees in the present every year. So this year, she released big ideas for 2022. I'm actually going to make a separate series, and I'm going to be releasing videos going to uh, niche by niche on the articles that she has, on the message that she has on this report, right? But I just wanted to pull that out very quickly. Yeah, I know about Cathy Wood, very smart woman. Indeed, yes. And she's not just smart, she's also an innovator in the financial industry because guys, reports like that used to cost people at least $5,000 just to get your hand on information that could give you an edge on the market, in the investing market. She was able to find a way to monetize that information without having to charge people $5,000 for it, and she makes it available to the public. And one of the reasons why she does that is because she sees the innovation ahead. She knows what's coming, so she's trying to make as much people aware about it as possible and still find a way to invest in it. So I'm going to make an entire series of going through this document, basically not chapter by chapter, basically, so that we can grasp the technology, we can grasp the information, and so on. But while we're here, I wanted to talk to you about this slide right here, right? It says ARX. So ARX Invest, that's a Cathy Wood's company. Research the centered around the belief that 5 innovation platforms are evolving and converging at the same time. So again, on the video series, I'll be talking about the importance of this word right here. First of all, 5 innovation platform are evolving. We're going to talk about that too. But converging, that's going to make things scale even more. And the first thing on our list is artificial intelligence, after robotic. Now, just without even looking at the rest, just imagine robotics mixed with artificial intelligence. That's exactly what Tesla is working on right now. Then imagine battery, right? Energy storage. So we can say energy storage is battery. The battery packs. But imagine having technology that makes the battery last longer, lighter, right? For car, for example, electric cars going to use that. But what if you were able to use a technology like that to make a robot last a full week without charging, and then you mix your innovation in energy storage with robotic with AI, right? So that's three different big sector that can converge with each other. And again, you can still mix that with a blockchain. What if you pay the robot with a blockchain, right? So that's 4 different industries. Each of them are going to be huge industries, and we can converge them as well. And that's going to, the more conversion happens, the more efficiency it will be, and more potential for growth, and also the smarter the tool will be, which means where do we fit in that equation? Now we can look at this chart right here, and then she's basically showing you what are the things that are converging, and you can follow like the green line, for example, for battery technology, and you see how, hey, there is a line for robotic, there is a line for autonomous mobility, right? There is a line for digital wallets, so many different lines. Blockchain, same thing, right? With blockchain, you have lines that goes anywhere, and these are things that are converging right now. Remember, the future world is being built right now. So what she does is she gets conversation with the innovators, understanding what they do, go in the back end and try to understand the information and put it in a way that we can grasp, we can understand. So you have Internet of Things, right, converging with what else? We can follow that. Mobile connected, cloud computing and AI converging together. It just makes the robot like wireless, right? Right, like robotic AI and cloud computing. That means the robot will be able to perform regardless of where it goes as long as there is an internet connection. Now you mix that with IoT of things, then the robot can literally connect with anything around it and have like live data on what's going on and so on, guys. These are the things that are being converging right now. And it takes years to develop things like this. But if they're being worked right now, 10 years down the line, that's when we're going to have the results, right? So that's what I'm saying. And these are the things that are converging together. And these are areas of innovation that actually you can start looking into for investments. These could be great investment opportunities. Again, make sure you tune in for my series on innovation. I'm going to make a separate playlist just to break down this PDF file right here so that we can understand it line by line, chapter by chapter, the opportunities of investment that we have for the future. Because, hey, what my strategy is, guys, either you invest on the robot that will replace you and you own that robot, or you let that robot replace you and then it puts you out of the market, right? So that's the way I see it, guys, because it's inevitable. It's inevitable that we're going to have those clashes of technologies mixed together that's going to create a product that's going to be probably more efficient than what human beings can do. All right. So, first reason why I want to talk to you about why it's urgent that we need to invest and it and your financial independence is because of Cathy Woods and the warning that she's doing. She's not she's giving the information. She's not giving the warning. I'm giving the warning. I'm telling you guys, I'm building again, for those who are new here, oh, salute, Uncle Stu. I was following your stream earlier. You were spitting fire. Thank you very much for your stream. Thank you for coming here and say salute. Tasha Oshigo, 100%. But guys, going back to Patsy Wood, guys, she's not sounding the alarm. She has to please the masses. She has to tell them, hey, this is the information. You make of it what you will, right? I'm telling you, that this information you should take it as an urgency because I for those who are new, I am in the business of replacing your job. I'm not doing this because I want to. I'm doing this because I have to. When you are in startup industry, and startups today will be the companies of tomorrow, right? So in the startups today, we are largely interested in artificial intelligence. Why? Because we have low capital and artificial intelligence has how high output, right? Low cash in, high output. So it's just like normal. I use artificial intelligence in the industry of agriculture. Many other companies in Montreal use artificial intelligence for whichever niche they want to. But what is the main sector here? Artificial intelligence. And according to Cathy Wood, a very famous investor, hedge fund manager, someone who's doing lots of research in innovation, she's telling you a lot of these technologies that are right now separate, they're being converging together, which will increase the efficiency of what they can do. And I'm telling you right now, that will be resulting into a product, either our AI virtual product or a physical product that will be more efficient than a human being, that will not require to sleep for 8 hours, that will not need a union, that will not need vacation, that would not need a pay raise, right? And it will just be too appealing for business not to go with this route versus dealing with people that are want raise every day, dealing with government restrictions, with what they can do, right? Imposing them on what they can do, and tax benefit and all that, right? So it will just be, again, I lost 3 subscribers last time I mentioned this, but I have to sound the alarm because it has become an urgency to invest in your financial independence. Why? Because if you do not do it, you'll be dependent on a technology and a universal income. And I'm going to talk about that later. But urgency, guys, urgency. So make sure you hit the like button as you come in, guys. And yes, make sure you support the this stream too, because I'm not even sure YouTube likes this type of content, but we'll see how how it does. But that is the number one reason why I wanted to talk to you about this today. It's number one, Cathy Wood's research that are converging into um, basically growth of technology. Right now, the second reason, guys, and again, guys, before I even go on the second reason, I told you I was based in Montreal. All right, let me show you something, guys. Let me show you something. I live in Montreal right now, Montreal, Canada. And this article came, guys. It says Montreal world leader in artificial intelligence. All right. Shout out to J Bones. Thank you again for the super sticker. Thank you very much. The sponsor of the stream. Thank you very much, sir. All right. So, yes, this article came Montreal world leader in artificial intelligence. That was in 2020. It has been like that, guys, for at least 10 years. Okay. Montreal has been the leader in artificial intelligence for a very long time. Now, why is that? Now, to give you a summary, guys, um, artificial intelligence has been a discussion for in the tech world for a very long time. But in the 70s and 80s, we didn't have the computing power to really produce and make it something that is worthwhile. But in the 90s, we started developing the computing power for it. And basically, there was only 3 guys in the world that were still believing and working on it. Only 3. One of them was from Montreal. And then these guys, one of I think the story goes, everyone has the different version of the story, but to keep in mind, what they realize is if they replicate what the brain neurons into a computer and replicate that, then they can actually teach the computer something, and the computer can act and can think logically in a way like a human being. So the theory was done, and then they had a prototype. It worked. Boom. That started a slow adoption into artificial intelligence. And there were only 3 guys that had this knowledge. Only 3. Guess what happened? Silicon Valley started booming. You had like the Apple of the world, right? You had basically Google, Yahoo. Then artificial intelligence started blowing up really in a small sector in the tech world. Only the big guys had access to it. And only 3 guys have this knowledge, have all the PhDs and research and all that, right? Only 3 had that. So the Google of the world, the big tech of the world, they try to put their lens on those 3 guys. Now imagine you have a resource, a technology that the world is going to need in the future, and only 3 guys has that knowledge. Imagine the value you have, right? How much money they're willing to pay you just so that they can speak with you, right? So 2 of these 3 guys went on the commercial route, help build the Google of the world, the Facebooks of the world. And as they're building, they're training more people, and then more people. You have the first generation of tech guys, tech coders, tech programmers, and then they go and they branch out and they create the Netflix of the world, the Amazons of the world, right? If Jeff Bezos wants to build a platform, he needs to hire developers. Who's going to know this is someone that was teaching them the skills, right? And then we have more and more people, and now Montreal, and let me get back to Montreal. So How did Montreal become our leader on in artificial intelligence? It's because I said there was three guys that was working on this. Two of them went on a commercial route. The guy that was from Montreal, he actually got back into Montreal and saw the need for what he was for, and the knowledge that he had, and he went back to Montreal and basically encouraged uh, uh, creating a school, right? They actually created a school specifically for artificial intelligence, and it is called Mila, Mila. You guys can Google it. And I'm telling you guys, that's one of the reason why Montreal is a leader in artificial intelligence, is because one of the very founders of this technology went back to Montreal and started training the next generation of great developers and programmers of artificial intelligence. He created the foundation for it, right? If you guys can read it, what he focused on is, let me see, artificial intelligence, the developing the capability of a computer to achieve tasks previously requiring human involvement, right? You know where that going. Then you had, let me see if I can make it bigger for you guys, for those who are in your phone. Machine learning use algorithm and variables. Machine learning allows computer to learn from linear examples without explicit programming. Sure. And then also deep learning algorithm. So this is the full power of artificial intelligence. And I'm telling you guys, many jobs that you guys are doing out there, the machine learning alone could replace that. This is the entry level of artificial intelligence, guys. Machine learning. And many jobs that you guys are doing with this technology alone, it can be replaced. Now, when you go back to deep learning, forget it. Forget it. So, very quickly, let me give a shout out to my sponsors, basically. Joshua, how are you doing? Joshua Epps, dropping gems, preparing for the future, ETF stocks, cryptos, real estate. Absolutely, man. That, hey, man, that this is my intro right here. Thank you very much for 499 super chat. Peter Investor M, salute to you, the only member we have so far in our army. By the way, guys, if I get 10 members, I'm going to drop a video content just for members only on strategies that are very easy to start investing without even knowing how to trade, without even knowing how to read the financial statement. I'm going to show you a clean strategy you can use on and great innovation stocks to know when to buy, when to sell, and so on, that you can use to start building your portfolio. So I need 10 members. I already have one thanks to Peter Investor M. So we need 9 more. And once I hit 10, I'll be releasing that video. So if that's something that interests you, make sure maybe you can get an entry level as a membership, and we'll go from there. But once I get to 10, we'll keep it. We'll start jumping. So thank you again for your super chat, Joshua, and I believe, yes, and also Peter Investor M for the $5 super chat. Also a member and super chatting all the time. Thank you very much for your support. Just like we were talking about earlier, Mr. Investor M, we need to sound the alarm because hey, the technology is coming and it's coming fast. Right? We're going to talk about that. All right, guys. Let me see. Let me see. All right, guys. So going back to this article, Montreal, right? Montreal, placed at the forefront of international university cities, was commemorated this year as the first city, as the city once again. Who cares, right? Who cares about all this? What I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to find a list of all the universities that are taking part of that Mila collaboration. Right? It's basically McGill University, which is one of the biggest university in the world. UDM, University of Montreal. I live literally 5-10 minutes away from all of these universities, guys. So that's what I'm saying. And then UDM, University de Montreal, and they they basically had a huge part to play in the building of Mila. And the Mila is the Montreal Institute for Learning Algorithm. I'm telling you guys, people are all over the world are coming to Montreal to go study in this school, and the bar to entry is very hard. It's not easy. Many people wants to come in, so only the best of the best gets through. All right, And when they come out of this, they're instantly people instantly want to hire them. Actually, people want to hire them on the first year that they go to this institute, right? So these are school pumping and learning from the best. One of I told you there was three guys, right? So Mila's director, Yosha, Joshua Benjo. So he's the one of the three guys I was telling you who founded this institute right here, producing and pumping the next generation of developers that will going to build this AI. Right now, he's transferring his knowledge to a lot of people, and these are the guys that's going to start the revolution. So when Tesla wants to hire more guys, they're going to look for people from this university, right? And some of them goes to other universities and start teaching it again. You have University of Waterloo, you have MIT. A lot of them, they learn the skills, they go teach it, and then they're training the next revolution. So all that to say, guys, you can read this article, you can do more research into this, but Joshua Benjo is one of the founders of basically artificial intelligence. He has a lot of knowledge, a lot of time spent. He even received a prize. I think it's mentioned here. I gotta Google it. Anyway, I'll do that later. But yeah, I think he received I'm not sure if it's a Nobel Prize, but he did receive a high achievement for his contribution in this technology right here. But hey, so he's a very popular, well-known, well-respected engineer, researcher, doctor, you name it, right? So all that to say, guys, this is why Montreal is the hub of artificial intelligence. It's because we have this school here, which is considered one of the best school in the world to learn this skill of Institute of Learning Algorithm for AI, artificial intelligence, where they teach both machine and deep learning algorithm. All right. So let me see. I'll check on that later, but yeah, so that's why again I'm qualified to talk about it because I interact with a lot of people in this field, my wife as well, right? My wife was responsible for hiring a team of developers in AI. So she literally spent a year trying to find talent, and it's a very hard to find talent that has these skills because they're so in demand. Everyone wants them, and these are the some of the highest salaries you can get um, in in tech right now. Actually, I've seen this guy when I actually went to Mila once and got a course, just once, and then yeah, this is him, Joshua Benjo, and I've seen him before, and says he said that hey, he has an award, Turing Award, the Nobel Prize of Computing, right? So this is big names right now, big names that are funding, and he has a lot of support. And thank God that he actually went in the university route as opposed to the tech world. Because if all three of these guys went on the tech world, then imagine the big companies like Google and Facebook, they would own these guys and own their knowledge and not necessarily pass it down to other people like us, like, and we wouldn't be able to compete. They would literally have domination of the technology world, and we would not be able to compete, guys. So all that to say, yes, guys, it's a serious and we have a lot of technology here, right? So again, it's the same thing on another article that I'm looking at here. But I don't need to show you that. But that's basically the number one reason why we in Montreal we are very aware of what AI can do. All right, very aware of what AI can do, and I take my word for it, guys. Take my word for it. Invest in your financial independence and your early retirement right now. That's all I gotta say. Because if you don't own the robot is gonna own you. Okay. And another reason why, and let me search that for you. Another reason why you should look into investing right now, guys, is because of the news that happened earlier this week, actually last week, And for those who don't know, right? For those who don't know, let me share this article for you guys. Look at this. Elon Musk has an idea to make us all rich someday. That's how it's being phrased, right? But basically, to keep it in a nutshell, in an investor call, Elon Musk basically made the announcement that Tesla was not going to release a new product this year. They're having a lot of issues with circuit boards and like trying to deliver a large amount of cars, for example, and new product like the Cybertruck will slow it down. So instead of having bad performance on that, they just like say, hey, you know what? Let's just put some of our resources into working into this guy right here. And what is this guy? This guy is called Optimus, like the Optimus Prime. It's basically a Tesla robot that Elon Musk and his teams are going to start working on. And what they're going to do? Well, they're going to develop the structure, right? The mechanical structure for this robot, and develop the computers that's going to where the algorithm is going to lay, right? And which algorithm we're talking about? AI algorithm, deep learning algorithm. And also, guys, Tesla is not just one of the most efficient manufacturing company in the world. It's also one of the leading company in artificial intelligence, right? So now you have a great manufacturer and a great company with AI that and he has experience already building robots, and then he has a lot of experience implementing AI solution. So he's the perfect guy in the world to mix the two together. Now the reason why I'm saying it's an urgency is because he has made the announcement. That's why it's an urgency right now, because he has made the announcement that they're going to shift their focus on building this guy right here. And who is this guy? This guy is, and guys, let me look at you in the eyes as I say this. He didn't just say that he's going to work on, researching slash developing this product. That's not just what he said. He said that the reason why he's working on this is because the market is so big for this product that is going to eclipse what the car company can do and what the solar company can do. This market is the entire labor market. So I want you guys to imagine every paycheck in the world being added together, not just United States, not just Canada, but every paycheck in the world being added together, and let's come up with a number. Let me guys know, if you had to add up all the paycheck together, what would you say the yearly income or the yearly money that would be? Some people get paid 100,000 a year. Some people get a million a year. Some people don't make much in a year, right? But if you have 8 billion people, let's say 6 billion adults, right? Let's say out those 6 billion adults, all of them are getting paychecks. Assuming, you know what? Let's say 4 billion adults out of 8 billions are getting a paycheck. Fine. So how much? What's that number per year? What would you say is that number? To be honest with you, I don't know it, but I'm just curious what you guys think. Whatever that number is, it's going to be very big. It's going to be probably um, as big as, I wouldn't say the stock market, but it could be very well close to that market, right? So the labor market is a huge market to have because every company, one of the biggest expenses, if it's not the biggest expenses they have, is the payroll, right? And you are relying on that payroll to have a paycheck to live on, to buy groceries. The labor market literally makes the economy works. Without labor, you have no income. Without income, you have no money to go to groceries. And then you cannot make the economy works. And then we go back on the Stone Age. This guy is specifically saying to all of his investors that he's going to target the labor market. He said that by his word. So, in another word, guys, who is in the labor market? You and I. We're working, exchanging our time and our skills for income. Now he's creating a humanoid robot that's going to be better than a human in every way, and he's targeting the labor market. Like if he said that and he said, you know what, I'm targeting the cleaning service market. So they're going to have a robot that only serves to clean your house. Or maybe the kitchen, right? Maybe you're being a chef. Now going to have a robot, that's going to only cook for you. So it's not just the entire labor market, just the chef market, right? He didn't say that. He said the labor market. That means it's both the cleaning and the chef and the taxi driver and the and the assistant and the director and like everything, right? That's what I'm saying, guys. This is a problem. That's what I'm saying. There is an urgency to start investing in your early retirement because we are not as lucky as the previous generation. We no longer have job security, and this is something you can see right now in the industry right now without the need of innovation. Just inflation alone, people have to move jobs every so often, every year, every 2 years, to increase their salary so that they can keep up with their living expenses. That's what they're doing right now to keep up with the living expenses, right? And then you're going to have the pressure of Elon Musk, who's, if there was anyone else in the world, I would be like, you know what? We have at least 20 years. But when Elon Musk put his mind into something, this guy is relentless. And now he sees a financial need for doing it. He's gonna go nuts at it. And on top of that, he's not even releasing new product this year so that he can focus on that this year. So again, guys, for those who are new here, those who are early here, I'm in the business of replacing your jobs because I live in Montreal where we have a lot of resources, and it's natural for us to use AI as a way that to create something because it's just low cost, high rewards. As a startup, we are the companies of the future. The companies of the future are startups today. I work in the startup industry, and I'm telling you, every startup I know, not every, but a lot of startup I know are using AI. Even I, a small business owner, are using two AI based solution to run my business. Myself, I'm not even making that much money, and I'm still using AI. Imagine what big companies are going to do. Then you have the solution like Elon Musk, a guy who's has a record of being consistent. He's been this guy is being consistent in producing high quality products fast. He said that, hey, they said that he's going to be remembered as an automotive pioneer. I think that's wrong. He's not going to be remembered just as a automotive pioneer. He's going to be remembered as one of the greatest manufacturing genius of our world. Like in history, only Ford can compete with what Elon Musk is doing in a manufacturing perspective, but Elon Musk has surpasses Ford and anyone else that came between him. This guy is so efficient in making something because, guys, creating something from idea into a product is already hard enough. But there is a whole other level from creating the idea and creating the product into mass producing it. There is an entire new level. You can have there is many startups I know who have a prototype, who have a product. What they cannot do, they die when they try to scale. When they try to, this is, guys, you guys don't understand. You can have a successful product, you have it there, and then now it's time for you to scale, because if you don't scale you die, and you can't scale and you die, and the business just dies. The technology that was so revolutionary doesn't go anywhere. And Elon Musk is not just a great innovator, he's a great manufacturer, one of the greatest manufacturer of our lifetime. And in the past of human history, he can be top 5 at worst, top 5. I am putting him top one, because what he's able to do in so many industries, car industry, solar panel industries, battery manufacturing, a lot of battery at the same time, not space shuttle or rockets. Now is going to target AI. He already has experience on creating the robot that's going to design his car. You already have experience with AI, and I'm telling you, this is one of the rarest skills to have. You already have years and years of that experience. You have decades of experience in the manufacturing industry. And I'm telling you, when you combine all that in a single person with the drive that he has, it's a wrap. Just like when Facebook changed their name to Metaverse, and I was announcing that that's going to trigger a bull run in the metaverse niche. Is going to create a lot of money, a lot of capital is going to come in. It's the same thing I'm saying for Elon Musk. Now that Elon Musk is working on this, all other startup company, venture capitalists are going to be looking at that as well, trying to fund, and a lot more money will be coming in this sector, which will scale it even higher. Okay, so that's why I'm making this stream as an urgency to start looking into investing your financial independence, because Elon Musk is targeting your job indirectly. Indirectly. And he knows that. And that's why he's preaching universal basic income. But we'll get into that. Another reason why I want to talk to you about, guys, is Elon Musk and Tesla are in the business of disruption. You can see that how they disrupted, right, the car industry. They're in the business of disruption. And once they stop being disruptive, then they start growing. So Elon Musk in a situation right now where he pushed Tesla as far as he could, and then being more disruptive than he already has is a challenge. So instead, what his solution is, let me go find the biggest disruption ever. The biggest disruption ever, so that I can have capital funding my projects. And he's going right after this. And remember, guys, looking at the convergence. So by the time Tesla finishes working on this, this is what the chart is going to look like. Cloud computing mixing with AI, mixing with IoT of things, their cars, robotics, blockchain, digital wallets, all that. They will be able to mix all that in their technology. All that. Oh, battery technologies. Of course, autonomous mobility. That's autonomous mobility is basically the AI in a robot. So reusable rocket. Well, like it, you see all this, you see this, and this, all of that is Tesla. So she's putting it as an information that that's where the industry is going. But I'm telling you guys, Tesla has such an influence right now and advantage that all of this is Tesla right there. So although you see Tesla being worth $1 trillion right now, this is a small number versus what they're going to be worth in the future. It's a very small number. So, guys, did I miss any super chat? I think I did. Super sticker. I did. Mr. Investor M. Salute to you. I think I got that one. But Mrs. Garner, $5 super sticker or super chat. Just super chat. No text. All love. Thank you very much for this. But guys, seriously, guys, we need to do this. And as I was saying before, Tesla is in the business of disruption. So Elon Musk is kind of in a corner, and to fight it, he just go after the biggest disruption, and he's lining his troops, fueling them, getting them ready for that big task. But I'm telling you, no one in the world has a set of skills and experience that him and his team has. If anyone else had mentioned they were working on a humanoid robot that's going to target the labor market, I would be like, okay, But when Elon Musk says it, guys, 10 years, guys, 10 years, 10 years. They are already taking money as pre-order for their Tesla, for their they already you can already pre-order your future robot for $5,000. That's the model, right? That's what they announced something and then they're working on pre-ordering, right? You can do the same for their cars. I pre-order Model 3 cars in 2016 or 2014. Yeah, I forgot when. I think it was 2014. I did it. But yeah, you can pre-order some robots if you want to, and you're going to use that money to start their projects. And then, but I'm telling you, no one has the skills and experience that they have. So that is the number two reason, guys, why you need to invest in your financial independence. Because if you don't, the robot will invest for you. The robot will replace you, and it's going to be too much of a deal for business, too attractive for a deal, not to hire a robot or many robots instead of dealing with humans. It's just irresistible. So my advice to you is invest in the tech companies that are focusing on innovation so that you can own that part of the innovation as opposed to get that innovation to replace you. Okay. Sorry, shout out to you. How are you doing? Okay, okay, Ma. Hello, hello. Thank you very much for being here. Jeff, you. Salute to you. I'm a new subscriber. Thank you very much. I seen you on Black Heights or Master IT Live. I'm starting to follow you. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for your support. And thank you for joining on the conversation because these are tough discussion to have. Don't realize that I live in Montreal right now, guys. I live in Montreal right now. And for those who are new here who missed it, Montreal is the hub of artificial intelligence. I'm currently working in a startup using artificial intelligence, and my wife has been doing that for well over 5 years. So, guys, me and my wife, we know this in sector very well. We know this niche very well, and we are building the company of the future using the technology of the future. We can see how it's going to impact the world. All right. Shout out to you, J Bones. Be right back. No worries, man. No worries. Enjoy your party. And yes, guys, so that's why I'm having this conversation with you guys, because I can see how it's going to affect you, anyone I know, the world. And the best solution I can think of is for you to own this technology so that you can earn an interest, a dividend, something out of it that's going to pay your living expenses, as opposed to living off the government. Right. Salute, Mr. Real Estate. Salute. How are you doing? Keep dropping those gems. Thank you very much. And that leads me to the third point I wanted to mention tonight: universal basic income. What is it? Well, guys, before I let's have a deep talk about this. I was doing some research for this project today. Salute to Cashflow Hunter. Salute to you. Thank you for your videos in the Discord group, guys. If you want to make sure you can join me on a Discord group, guys. Link should be in the description below. The Discord group is free, general chat, and also check out the Patreon if you want more details on strategies on how we are approaching and taking insiders information to invest in crypto early before everybody else. All right. So the Patreon is for that, and the Discord, the regular chat is here. If you have any questions, you want to know something about investing, just drop a comment in the chat. You'll have someone to answer you. But shout out to you, Cashflow Hunter. You share a lot of videos, and thank you for this. They better tax Musk. Leave us alone. They better tax Musk. Leave us alone that day. Sure, man. Sure. Mr. Cashflow Hunter is a tax activist. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. By the way, it's official, guys. So next week, February 8th, save the date. Save the date, February 8th. I'm going to invite a special guest from Dubai that's going to teach us how to live with 0% tax legally. How to pay zero, how to not pay taxes legally. I'm all about legal and tax. So I'm going to invite someone because he's in Dubai. The stream is going to be very late. All right, so it's probably going to be like 11 or 12 or noon or midnight. Sorry, 11 or midnight, uh, so that I can match with his time. But it's going to be live. So if you have any questions and you can't make it, drop your questions either in the Discord or in the chat prior to me going live, and then I'll be able to read that to our guest. Or if you can, then yes, absolutely, make sure you tune in, and then we can read your comments to the guest, and you can learn along the way. Me, I'm going to do this call so that I can learn as well, because hey, I gotta find a plan B for all my crypto investments, man. I gotta make sure that I can cash them out at 0% tax at some point. So whatever I can learn from this guy, I'm willing to listen. And I got this special. He's a big YouTuber as well. So I got this made the networking for you guys, especially for you, Cash Flow Hunter. Thank you again for putting him on my notice. So February 8th, he'll be joining the panel. Wealthy Wealthy Expat. He'll be joining the panel next week. We're going to dive deep on taxes. All right, guys. Again, thank you for your informative AI heads up regarding school certification, etc. What do you recommend? What are your recommendation be to ensure you don't miss out? Great question. Be in tech. Be in tech. Be innovation. Look, you want to know what I think? Um, here's here's what I think. You look at a chart like that, focus any niche, and then find a company in those niche and try to work for them. Whatever you do, if you can add sales into your skills, is going to increase your value because these people will need people to sell. That's if you're not directly in a coder, that's what I would say. Try to be work in sales. If you can combine whatever you do with sales, you can be a value in those sector, right? And then find someone who can help you with that. AI definitely number one out of this list, and then that's what I would say. I would put blockchain technology second, but it's hard to find skills like that. But if you can find a company in this niche and they just need to interaction with the customers, or just look at the job descriptions and what they're looking for. If you can find anything that you can do or anything you can learn or certification um, to get that job, go do it. So what recommendation I recommend, it depends on which niche you want to go. My recommendation is you find what jobs they're looking for, find which job you're interested in, find what recommendation or certification you need for that job. You do it online, right? Even LinkedIn now has some certification at some point. Like if you go online, you can find a lot of information. There is Coursera.com where you can find a high quality course on the tech world, and in these websites for free. Not for free, you got to pay for them. But do you there's a lot of material online where you can scoop that information quick and then jump on this sector. That's how you can buy time before eventually even your jobs get taken away. So while you do all that, invest in long-term investments that are paying you dividends that you can collect the cash flow from, and go increase your skills, work on a tech world like I'm doing right now, for example. And then I take all my salary, I put back either in business or in my investing crypto portfolios, and multiplying that even faster as I'm prioritizing retiring early. All right, that's what I think about your question. But great question, thank you for that, and I hope that was any value to you. All right, guys, let's have a deep conversation. I was doing some research today, guys. Look what I found. For those who don't know, guys, this is in Canada, but it says a CPA, and it says this the chartered professional accountant, chartered professional accountant of Canada, releasing an article like this. We need to start thinking seriously about universal basic income. Now, there is many articles you could find that talks about it. Elon Musk had a lot to say about it because Elon Musk see the threat of AI, and he sees how much of that is going to affect the market. Hey, even in there was a guy in the U.S. elections, right, Mr. Wang from Silicon Valley, who was promoting universal basic income. Why? Because he knows the technology, what's it's going to replace a lot of people. So we need to find a way to pay people. Now, let me ask you this: assuming 10 years from now we have universal income, do you think it's going to be the same salary that you have? Do you think it's going to be more or less? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? If you know 10 years from now, let's say we had universal income, meaning the government or a company is paying you an income to stay home. You don't need to go work anymore. You stay home, they're giving you a paycheck, and then it's called universal basic income. Do you think it's going to be more of what you're currently making right now, or it's going to be less? Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Hopefully, we get more than one answer, but let me know more or less. In my opinion, it doesn't even matter what I think. What I think it is I think it you should not even look into the possibility of having to living off that income. Why do I say that? You need to find a way so that you no longer need anything from anyone. Be independent, financially independent, right? Because at that moment you have true freedom. You no longer are bound by government laws, government actions. A company like Meta, a company like Tesla might be so big that they might have direct influence on what they want you to do, right? They might be their own government, right? And why am I saying this, guys? Look at this, guys. Now, before I even get there, it will be more money for sure as expenses increase. Shout out to you, Joshua Epps. Yeah, more money. Oh, so I get it. So your expenses will increase, so therefore they'll give you more money. But in reality, your purchase power is it going to be more or less? Your purchase power. That's what I mean by my question. What interesting comment you have there. Um, what's going on in Canada right now, guys? So a lot of you are in the States. You may not know. Shout out to Cashflow Hunter. I think you are in Canada. What's happening in Canada right now is the government has been taking drastic measures to control those CV-19. So much that we've been closing businesses for months. A lot of business perish. Now, and no one bat an eye. Everyone, Canadian are very compliant. They are, they're nice people. They don't like confrontation. So the government can can keep imposing for the last 2 years, guys. Governments are just imposing things, imposing things, imposing things, which will affects people's freedom in a way, right? Because now you can't go to a restaurant and sit down in a restaurant if you don't have the job. You can't go. At some point, they were even looking at groceries, guys. You can't go to groceries without the job, but it didn't get to that point yet. But hey, this is a point that I'm actually worried about because I have a feeling it's coming one day. So it got to a point where you know what, the uh, the the population got fed up. They got fed up, and then actually the truckers they work. The truckers they travel state Canada all the time, state Canada all the time, and then at some point they're like, you know what? If we go outside of Canada to come back, it's an issue because to come back we need to have the job. But you're in a truck. You don't interact with anyone. Do you really need the job to do your work efficiently? They're imposing that at the border. And if you don't have the job, you don't get in, even if you are Canadian. So as soon as these talks started to be popular, then the truckers started something called the Freedom Convoy. Shout out to Jeff Yu. Shout out to you, sir. Thank you for the $25 super chat. And as of now, you are the sponsor of the stream, official sponsor of the stream. Thank you very much. Perfect. And thank you. You answered my question in some. I greatly appreciate it regarding the UBI. It probably would be in the middle. Yes, we'll see about that. Some individual may receive more, just enough to get by. Interesting point. Interesting point indeed. Salute to you, Semsia. Salute to you. Are you saying Canada is like China? Hey man, this is something that we're currently saying right now. We call it China da. Well, that's where we live right now, man. China da, man. What do you mean? We will all be in bread lined if we rely on UBI going into the future. All right, so I see different people have different opinions here. My point is, it doesn't even matter. Whether it's going to be more or less is not the point. I think it doesn't matter. We see if it's going to be more or less. I think the problem is having the uh, either the government or a company or both having that much power over you just to go by because they can enforce what they want. Now, maybe a company is mostly interested in profit, but a government is interested in more profit. Not necessarily profit, but more like controlling the population in a way, right? So, what's happening with the truckers right now, guys? The truckers started a convoy. They call it the Freedom Convoy. They started all over the west side of Canada because the parliament, like the capital of Canada, is on the east side. So all over the west side, like we're talking about Vancouver, they started driving, and every city they stop, they gather more trucks, more trucks, more trucks, more trucks, to the point that by the time they got to Montreal, we had like thousands of trucks and hundred thousands of, not hundred, but tens of thousands of people supporting them and also following these trucks to the capital. The Freedom Convoy, even Trump had something to say about that. It was big. It was going viral last week. Now, these truckers, to they're taking time away from their job to support this fight, to protest against the government mandate, right? The basically the government mandates that looks like what's happening there in this country. So they asked the public, "Hey, we're taking times away. We're losing money. Can you fund us?" Started a GoFundMe for the truckers movement. And within days, they had 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, and $6 million in this GoFundMe situation because so many people want to support them. They want they everyone was tired of this. No one wanted to make a stand, right? That's one of the reasons why I bought land away from Canada, guys, because I realized how compliant the society is. I'm Asian, right? I'm the sons of my grandfather was in the War of Independence, the first black nation in the world, and then that fight a superpower to acquire their independence. Talking about my great grandfather were farmers with pitchforks, and they were with that skill they were able to kick out one of the biggest, largest armies in the world, the biggest and largest army in the world at the time, which was Napoleon Bonaparte's army, led by his own cousin in Haiti. And we fought them out and we kicked them out of the island. Right? I'm a revolutionary by heart. I'm a visionary and I'm also a revolutionary by in heart. So for me, from day one, I wanted to protest. But I can't do it alone. No one wants to follow me. I live in a country where no People are very nice. They don't like confrontation. I'm like, you know what? Let me get out of here, man. Let me get out. I've been wanting to go out since last year, guys, and I bought lands away from the country. And now that I bought lands, now that I'm doing all that, I'm getting ready to leave. That's when people are finally want to take action and protest. I salute them to do that. I salute them. My own brother is joining the fight. I mean, I have family, so I can't really, I mean, I have a little kid. I can't really leave to go, but I'm supporting any way I can. But GoFundMe, pull a move. GoFundMe said, hey, we're withholding your money. 4.5 million of that 6 million, they're withholding it. Right? They're asking to give them a plan. Give us a plan. How you plan on using this money? Now, let me ask you this, guys. In your opinion, do you think every project in GoFundMe has a plan? Eh? Do you think every project in GoFundMe has a plan? Why all of a sudden these guys they need a plan on how they plan on using this money and not the other ones? Right? Could it be that they've been influenced by the government? Right? Now, at least today we have cash. At least today you have an income, right? But remember the purpose of the stream. Understand where innovation is going and why you need to be financially independent. Now, imagine something like this was happening 10 years from now, 2032. But in this world, you have no job, you're living off universal basic income. Whether it's more or less, it's not the point. Who is giving you that universal basic income? Company or government? I think it's going to be the government. Now, if you are doing something that they don't like, they can simply withhold your money, right? And remember what I showed you earlier, guys? The convergence, right? Blockchain is being converging in those technology too. And with blockchain, guys, this is easy to implement. 2 lines of codes, and you can do that, guys. Easy to implement. Exactly what I just said. If you're doing something that government doesn't like, because trust me when I say this, government does not like what's going on right now, right? This is the truckers, guys. I have to like mute this a bit, but this is what's happening in Canada right now, guys. Live every day, they're protesting. They're like they are like honking in front of the parliament. Actually, I think they might have a picture for you guys to see. You'll see in front of the parliament how many people. We got this guy right here. Oh man, we gotta talk about this. Let me see. You'll see what I mean. So this is the parliament, guys. Wait, let me find it for you guys. There you go. This is the parliament, guys. Snow. Last week, guys, it was like minus 20 plus wind, minus 20 Celsius, guys. For those who are in the States, I don't know, man. It's very cold. Let's just say it's very cold. But we use Celsius here. I think a minus 20 degrees Celsius is minus 4 Fahrenheit. Now, in Canada, we also have the wind factor, and the wind factor doesn't get counted on the temperature. So, although it might be minus 20, when you add the wind factor, it could feel like minus 20, 35 Celsius, which is minus 31 Fahrenheit. All right. So, for those who are in the States, this is the number that we're dealing with here in those winters. Minus 20 to minus 30. This is, I think just today we had a break. For the at least 3 weeks, the last 3 weeks, we had severe cold in Montreal, Canada, and an hour or 2 hours away, which was the capital. Right? Look at this. This is frozen, and lots of snow on top of the lake, frozen. And this is the parliament, and plenty of people. You had trucks lining up the entire road, honking, protesting, forcing the government to back down. As soon as this convoy started, guys, was it yesterday? Quebec announced that they were pulling back on some of those harsh and mandates that they were doing, and these guys are still there imposing more because we had enough of these things. We've been having to deal with this for 2 years. For 2 years, the Canadians have been boiling their anger, their frustration, their business. So many people, their business are gone. I know a lot of people in the gym industry, like gym owners, a lot of them lost their business. One of my friends owned a business, and he's the only one in Montreal who's fighting away, keeping his business open as a gym, fighting mandates, fighting like stuff that he has to pay because he's going against. And who knows, at some point he might even be arrested for just keeping his business open. So this is what's going on right now. You see lines and lines of trucks in front of the parliament, and people are just swarming away. And that's what's been happening right now in Canada, guys. Today, yesterday, last week, same thing, right? People are just frustrated. They need a relief, and I found this very interesting. Look at this, guys. There is this rumor. There is this rumor that because the father of Justin Trudeau, which is prime minister, went to Cuba one day with his wife to visit Fidel Castro. And then now there's this rumor that Justin Trudeau looks a lot like Fidel Castro. And they have this rumor saying that maybe the wife slept with Fidel Castro and the baby was not his dad, baby, because he doesn't look like anything like his dad, right? So now they're saying this is so funny, man. Instead of saying Castro, Castro, they say Castrudo or Castro has to go. Oh my god, this is just so funny. And then this picture right here, this is Justin Trudeau in blackface. For one of his, he was in a Halloween party, and then he disguised himself as blackface. Basically, he thought that was funny, and then he did it. I was like, maybe in the 80s, maybe he was young. Still, not something you want to do if you want to be in a politician eyes, right? So people are just mad, so they're just throwing anything at him at this point, and I just find this very funny. But anyway, guys, that's what's going on right now. Going on right now, and randomly, right? Randomly, GoFundMe is like, you know what, guys? I don't know what's going on here, but you guys have to have a plan. Now, do you think a trucker is going to have a business plan that they're going to be able to present to GoFounder? No, it's not like it was organized. It was just got tired of it, and then someone said, "Hey, let's just go and protest." And next thing you know, one thing led to another, and it became so viral that many truckers followed. But it wasn't like real plan like that. And it's a shame that GoFundMe is holding their money as they need it, as they're in the cold, guys. You've seen them in the cold. And I'm telling you guys, it's mine. Look at this guy. Does he look warm to you? Does he look warm to you right now? He's not warm, is he? But they're holding their money. And this is today. Now imagine in the world where we are going to need basic income. And why are we going to need basic income? It's because of technology, AI, what Elon Musk is working on, right? Elon Musk is targeting the labor market with this technology right here, a humanoid robot, right? Targeting the labor market, not the cleaning service market, right? Not the construction market, not the chief market. It's the labor market. Meaning, anytime you want to pay labor to get a job, you have a robot that you buy instead that can work 24/7, doesn't need to sleep, doesn't ask for health care. It's going to be appealing for business to do that, right? And the day now, I'm telling you guys, what do you think will happen if you are doing something like a trucker and you don't agree with what the government is doing, and then you decide to protest, and your basic universal income comes from the government? If GoFundMe, a private company, can withhold your money, what do you think a government will do? Absolute power corrupt absolutely. Right? You heard that before. Absolute power corrupt absolutely. And the tools that are creating right now will give powerful people even more power. So let that sink in, guys. Why is it urgent to work on your financial independence? Because you do not want to rely on universal basic income, whether it's more or less than what you're currently making right now. Why? Because should the government doesn't like what you do, you no longer you have no freedom. You want financial independence so that you can live off your investments. You have your investments to pay for your living expenses, right? So it has become urgent to work on your financial independence. If you haven't started already, guys, now is the time to start. If you haven't started already, guys, now is the time to start. Any questions in the comments? Any question? Again, I want to give a special shout out to the sponsors of the stream, especially you, Mr. Jeff. You, $25 with your super chat. Thank you very much. Also, the first one who super chatted, J Bones, and also Joshua Epps, Peter Investor M, always with your comments. Mrs. Gardner, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, salute to you. And of course, the current sponsor of this stream, Mr. Jeffy. But business is true freedom. Salute to you, Mr. We ain't signing Ish. It's been a while. I haven't seen you in these streets, but happy to see you here, man. And these are business is true freedom. Yes, yes. Making your money in without the need of someone else. You get into that. Look at this, guys. This is the thumbnail for this show today. I had some fun designing it. I say, "Are you fire?" And by fire, I mean financially independent, retire early. Because if you're not, then you got Elon Musk with them fires in his eyes, with the ambition in his eyes. He's coming after your labor, guys. He's targeting the labor market. This is what he said. I dropped a video earlier this week where you can hear his audio from in the call investor that he had earlier, right? We're reporting his earning to investors. And then that's what he said. He was working on Tesla Optimus robot, and he was targeting the labor market. And he's saying that, hey, this is the biggest part of the economy. If we could do that, what does economy mean at this point? These are his words, guys. Go listen to my video. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe and share as well. I had a beautiful Daria who narrated this video for me. Something, a new style that I'm trying, guys, where because I want to keep content for you guys. A lot of your super chats are being reinvested back into the channel to keep the content going. Make sure I can give you the information at the right time when you need it. And yes, I'm more motivated as well, guys, to do this because YouTube is not really paying much without your super chat. So I gotta keep this going, guys. But interesting, guys. Let me see. UBI sounds uh UBI sounds, but I think James Tony. Shout out to you. But I think the Singapore model of providing government housing might be more effective. It could be more effective, but is that the way that people are going? If it's going to be more effective, let me ask you this: government is not necessarily looking to give something without anything in return. And what's better way to influence behavior when you control people bread? If I'm dangling this piece of bread in front of you and you're hungry, I can make you do anything I want, right? And governments, if you follow what they're doing, they're not really serving the people. Their approach is more like they want the people to serve them. They say they are here to serve the people, but based on their actions, and CV19 proves of this. CV19 just proved it. right? There is a reason why so many people are in front of the parliament. It's not because governments are living for them, right? It's not because government are serving them. If they felt served, they wouldn't need to go, right? All these people in the cold, they wouldn't need to go. They wouldn't they wouldn't need to take shot at my boy. Look at this guy. They wouldn't if they felt served. Do you guys know how cold minus 35 Celsius is? Minus 31 Fahrenheit, according to this conversion here. Have you guys ever felt that? Have you got have you guys ever felt minus 20 degrees Celsius, no wind, and all of a sudden the wind blows and then it goes through your bones. And these people are spending days outside. That is dedicated. This shows the level of frustration. And I've never seen Canadian this mad. Never in my entire life. Never seen Canadian this mad. But when you spend 2 years of not doing anything and government just take more and more shots, not listening to you, they insult. The prime minister is basically insulting these guys outside. So they don't feel served. People, a lot of these people actually took the jab, and they're still protesting because what government is imposing them is basically attacking their freedom of speech, freedom of what they can do. They don't feel served, guys. Government is not really here to serve you. In their mind, you are here to serve them by working and pay your taxes. Shout out to Cashflow Hunter. He knows what I mean about them taxes. So going back to you, Mr. James Tony, which one do you think is more effective in controlling behavior? Do you think if the government was controlling the universal basic income of these people outside, do you think they would be as effective in staying outside in the cold? Or how many of them you think would acquiesce to government's to what the government wanted? Right? So you gotta be in that situation. You gotta be in a situation where if you want to speak your mind, you can speak it freely without repercussion on your income, so that you can still go in the groceries and buy food and shelter. All right, that's the point I'm trying to make today. What is the safest place to hold your money? Oh Lord, Mr. Peter Investor M, man. I like your questions, man. You always have those thoughtful questions. Well, definitely not go for me, right? What is the best place to hold your money? GoFundMe, banks, cryptos, your business. Hmm. Well, it's definitely between crypto and your business. Actually, this is exactly what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm taking some profit of my cryptocurrencies, putting it into business, and as a way to multiply it faster. So I haven't found I'm focusing on my YouTube business right now and slash my consulting course. By the way, guys, for those who are here, I'm going to give a discount on my course, Technical Investor course, 36% off because I'm turning 36 this week. So you get 1% off for each of the years that I've lived in this life. But 36% off technical investors. Some of you are long-time investors, so this course may not be for you. But if you have been investing for 2 years or less, 3 years or less, this course is perfect for you to make sure you start on the right step. Everything you need to know to build generational wealth, mostly stocks and crypto. But this is a foundation course. You got to get the foundation right, and then if you do get the course, um, actually, if you do get the course full price, you get the consultation call. But if not, if you get it with a discount, yeah, you get just the course, but at least you get it 36% off. But I also do consultation on the side to walk you through best, um, basically the hottest crypto right now at the right time. because it's what I teach on my course is not just the best investment. Is it the best time for this investment? It's on help you understand timing, because timing is everything in investing. Timing is everything. Understand when to get in, when to get out, and then I really walk you through that in my course. So technical investor course, if you're interested, you've been investing for 2 years, 3 years or less, or you haven't started yet, you don't know where to start with the right foundation, invest in your financial education. And starting Sunday, I'm gonna create the coupon for 36% off. But if you want to get it full price, then that includes also 60-minute, I say 60, but it's usually 90 minutes consultation calls. And everyone so far who had my consultation call, they have not been disappointed based on the information I have to share with you guys. It will forever change your perception about investing and making sure you start on the right path to invest for your fire. Why? Because you do not want to be in a situation where them fires burn you. Instead, you want to use that fire to have your freedom, financial independent, and retire early. All right. So, going back to your question, Mr. Peter Investor, great question. Thank you for, I would say, cryptocurrencies, especially decentralized platforms, decentralized. You can have a hard wallet, literally hold millions in a USB. And then if you can find a way to multiply your money on an online business, for example, many things as a freelancer, if you want. I'm actually talking to a specialist right now in freelancing that can find your gigs online. So I'm trying to invite her on the panel, but she has a lot of knowledge on how to find jobs online, freelancer jobs online, and how you can create basically a freelancing business of any kind. Any skills you have, there is a job for it online right now, and she can help you get it. So I'm looking, maybe next month she'll be able to join the panel, but I'm organizing that stream for you guys and you'll be able to listen. But business crypto, that's my play right now. And later, I'm going to take that profit to put it in real estate outside of the North American country. Shout out to we and Signing Ish. I'm going to be looking into Africa as well for real estate. And yeah, that's my plan right now, man. It's I already bought a land in the Caymans, and not because of the tax benefits. It's just because it meet my criterias, hot and a hill, looking at the ocean. So I bought some land, one land there, and then I'm looking to buy more for at the end of this year. All right. We inside Ish. The employees that are always asking me time off, they are the first to get replaced by a robot. By the way, guys, for those who don't know, We in Signing Ish is a very successful businessman doing business internationally. Hey, actually, Ivy League graduate. But yeah, so we had a great stream, guys. We had a great stream together on investing in Asia and Africa. So make sure you tune in if you want to get some games. But he dropped a lot of knowledge. He was almost like a master class in business listening to him talk. So I took some notes, and ever since that conversation, man, I've been thinking about what we discussed and starting to factor a lot of that in my vision. So, guys, make sure you check this stream with we Signing Ish. Great guy. Thank you for his support of being here. And yes, he has a point, man. That what he says, guys, is exactly what a lot of business and entrepreneurs are thinking. They're just not willing to say it out loud. I'm telling you that right now, as a businessman, I would think the exact same way. Us as businessmen, we are worried about expenses, and it is our goal to reduce those expenses as much as possible. We want low cost, high efficiency. If there is one thing that we can get that is low in cost and high in returns on our investment, it is a no brainer. And if I have a robot working 24/7 for me that doesn't ask me for healthcare, doesn't ask me for a day off, of course I'm going to think about replacing them. Of course. And is it just me? No, not me. And this guy is working internationally and he's thinking that. So that means he's going to think of hiring Tesla, send me that robot all the way to Africa or Asia, and then replace my guy, right? At least I might be protected here in Canada by the law or government, employment union, whatever, but not in those countries, right? So again, guys, and again, remember what I told you, Elon Musk is one of the genius of this world lifetime when it comes to manufacturing. He has a knack for finding and designing the system that makes it easy to manufacture. Less parts, right? Less parts, cheaper to make, manufacture faster. That's how he was able to transform a complex mechanical system like a car into an electric car that has like so much less parts. Like imagine all the screws and bolts that you need in a car, just in an engine alone, let alone the car, the tires, the pipes, all the parts that have to come up together. Bill, if we were checking the bill of material for a car, there could be tens of thousands of parts. Compare that with a Tesla car where there is about 3,000 parts. Less parts, factory to manufacture. Factory I can manufacture it, the faster I can go in the market and dominate the market. Genius in manufacturing because he was able to see this before he even had the design for the robot and the car. So now he's designing it in a way to make it efficiency for manufacturing, and he's learning from his mistakes, and now he has decade of experience. So when it comes to designing this robot, it's going to be using the same thing, the same strategy: less parts, easier to make, cheaper to make. Let's go. The only thing he's going to need, to be honest with you guys, the physical aspect of the robot is going to be the easiest part. Manufacturing it will be the second easiest, and then the software, the artificial intelligence, is going to be the real deal. But when it comes to the motor controls, all that, man, like 3 4 years max, man, it can get that done. Period. It can be ready for manufacturing before even having the software done. But remember, guys, Tesla is also one of the biggest company in the world when it comes to artificial intelligence. They have deep learning on lock. Right now, the car is predicting where to go, and I predict by 2023 they will be able to release the full self-driving options in their current Tesla cars. Best. So it's 2030, guys. I don't know, but it's an urgency because now Elon Musk is working on it, and he has less deadline this year, so he's going to have more time to work on it. Start working with the same intensity, with the same fire in your eyes to work on your fire plan. Fire financially independent, retire early. All right. So that was the point I wanted to make tonight, guys. Is there any questions, any comments that you wanted to add? Please let me know in the chat. But let me know what's your takeaway from this stream. And again, also share this content, guys, with as many people as possible because we need to work on this, guys. It needs to be urgent. You need to have a sense of urgency as you work in your retirement plan. Because the reason why I'm making these streams also, guys, is because us young people, it's very easy to think that we have lots of time ahead. It's very easy to think that, hey, I can work on my retirement plan later when I'm 40, when I'm 45, right? We think we have time ahead, right? We don't see the wall coming until until we're too close to the wall and we can't slow down anymore, and boom, we hit the wall. This is how us professionals, men or women, this is how we hit the wall. By not paying attention to what's going on with innovation, and you are only aware of what you pay attention to. You are only aware of what you pay attention to. So if you do not pay attention to what's going on in the innovation world, you do not see the wall that is right in front of you until it's too late. And when it's too late, it's going to take you years to start working on a plan for retirement. Now, if that's the time that you cannot sustain your jobs because, hey, you're being fired here, you're being laid off there, and then that's it. You have to live off universal basic income, which will be just enough to some people, which could be more than what you're making, or it could be less. All right. Oof. Oh man. What a comment. The robots will be a depreciated asset. Hint, tax free. Whoo. Oh my. And why you gotta open this kind of worm, man? Peter Investor M. Hey, I told you I lost three subscribers last time, but hey, thank you, man. Thank you for your super chat earlier because yeah, at least that compensate for the subscribers that I might lose for this because people don't want to hear the truth, man. People don't want to hear the truth. Look, this is such a good comment, right? What comes with having labor, especially if you're in California, you're in Canada, Toronto, right? Canada, you have to pay them, vacation. You have to pay them healthcare, right? You have to offer them a retirement plan in some level. So a lot of expenses comes in. I mean, of course, that comes out of your profit for a business. Let's say you made 1 million revenue and your payroll is 500,000, let's say, right? All right, so you can take that away from your revenue and be taxed on your profit. Fine. But why do I have to have such a high expense if I can buy another depreciating asset that I can get a tax benefit from the depreciating asset itself? The cost that it costs me to buy it, I can also get a tax benefit from that. That same asset doesn't sleep. I don't have to pay him healthcare. So I'm reducing my biggest expenses and I have more tax benefits. And again, remember the efficiency, the speed. Whew. I don't know, man. I don't know. Mr. Peter Investor M. Reinciting ish. 60% of operating costs comes from 60% of operating costs comes from employees. Let me guys, let me read that comment again. This is from a businessman, mini business. I'm not a real businessman. I'm a one-man company. I just hired someone right now. So basically I'm two-person company right now. I'm fresh on this boat of entrepreneurial and hiring people. These guys have been doing it for years, guys. 60% of operating costs comes from employees, even with the tax increase. To support UBI, you still have an increase of in 30% to 40% in corporate profit, and more countries are offering 10% and 50% in corporate tax. Yes, yes, yes. I'm actually looking in these countries right now, my friend. So yes, I agree. Again, next week I'm tuning with someone. By the way, you ain't signing ish. If you have time, tune in next week on February 8th. I have a consulting who's going to teach on how to pay tax legally, how to pay 0% tax legally, and he's going to talk about. He's from Dubai, so the stream is going to be around midnight, but at least that will be 9 a.m. for him. If you guys can come, make sure you tune in because you can ask your question live on corporate tax on other countries, on crypto tax that you can save, on how to open a business abroad with like not that much money in, and yeah, save and get some of those 10 to 15% corporate tax as opposed to 30%, right? And when 60% of your operating costs from employees, even with tax increase, like man, as a business, you're going to be looking into this number and be like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I prefer this solution, eh? I prefer anyway. Jeff, you literally iRobot in the real world. Yes, yes, yes. iRobot was just a movie to train you, man. To train you so that you could accept when that moment comes in, that you're more accepting it. Your mind is ready to accept it. Just as owning real estate, owning robot will bring similar benefit. I guess real estate will provide more benefit because you can live in it, right? And tax benefit, government wants that. So whatever government wants, they offer tax benefit, and whatever they don't want, they have tax increase. So until we have a universal basic income, they might not support the robots. But when we do have the universal basic income, then yeah, they'll have tax benefit for robots. That's for sure. Yeah, very true. The opportunity to profit from a robot will increase the buy-in. Yeah, man. Yeah, the perfect marriage: increase in corporate profit and decrease in corporate taxes. Yes, yes. That's exactly what I mean. And that's what a robot can help you do. If you had many of them, they could decrease that corporate tax and increase profit. So that's 60%, guys. You decrease that, and that means essentially you have more money in your hands to do whatever you want, right? You're more efficient, less work, less time, faster results, more profit. That's what efficiency is all about in business. And as a businessman, it's going to be irresistible for you not to go that route. Irresistible because you live in a capital world, you need more capital. Yeah, the economy is telling you it's time to be self sufficient. Thank you, man. Thank you for your comment. And thank you for your input as well, because your words matters because you are in a business world and you are hiring people. You are hiring many people. So you can give us an insight that us that are getting employed won't necessarily understand. And this is someone who's hiring multiple people. He could have been your boss. He could have been the CEO of your company. And it's just logically putting the numbers together. When you have 60% of operating costs comes from employees, like, you're going to think twice. From someone who's like, who can call any day sick, you still have to pay that 60% off operation. Someone I say, hey, I don't like what you're doing right now. I want more money. Or someone that can, say, hey, you me to me, and then your entire business is at risk. Right? Why no one no one would want to touch that robot. Right? No one would want to touch that robot right here. This guy is a metal skull. He punch you. You can't meet with this guy. Or this woman. I don't know. It could be a female robot. So yeah, less problems. Less problems to deal with, man. More say more money, more problem. Now with Elon Musk, basically more money, less problems, right? Imagine, see the skull of this robot here, but imagine imagine someone put I don't know if you guys noticed those sex dolls. Right now they're just like, they don't do anything, right? They just lay they just lay on a couch, lay on a bed, not doing much, right? And just getting wrecked. Imagine now you put the skull with the motor of this robot right here, and then you put the software what AI can do, right? Now you basically have, let's say you want to program a feminine woman as an assistant. That robot can be your assistant, can be basically cooking food for you, right? You can call her that robot because her chips is integrated with a cell phone or something. So as soon as you call, it's like it doesn't need to pick up a phone. He is the phone. It's like, hey, get me some groceries. Right on. Hey, cook me some lasagna. Right on. You don't even need to say please. God, Jesus. For that right there, I would buy one. I don't even need to say please. Come on, man. Get me this. just for the just for the just for the hype of it, I would buy it. I'm like, hey, clean my bathroom. Go clean it again. Right? And then I'll abuse it so much that these robots will have souls and they would want to revolt against me. Shout out iRobot. Oh man. But yeah, that would not just be perfect marriage for a business. That would be like a perfect, I don't know, assistant. Like one person, and these they can probably multitask too. So hiring one robot as an executive assistant can also be a manager, like, right? And it could look good if you put that on a sex doll. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see how the future goes. Yeah, you've already seen the movies showing you how humans are falling in love with AI and stuff. Who knows, man? Especially with the rates of marriage going on right now. Well, anyway, I can't wait to see the future, guys. I just can't wait. All I gotta say is make sure you invest, man. Make sure you invest, right? The Amazon Go stores already started to. Sheesh. Amazon Go stores already started to delete jobs. They bought Whole Food, right? Amazon bought Whole Food. Either automation or physical robots will replace a large population of the workforce. Both actually. A lot of like jobs in office don't need a robot, bro. That's the biggest thing. A lot of jobs in the office don't need a robot. The virtual software alone can do so much. You don't need to hire assistant robot to stay in front of your office. You can have a virtual assistant that's doing the same thing, taking calls, greeting people. You don't need a physical robot. It will be a lot cheaper for you to have it. Like you probably need one if you want cleaning, like if you want like assistant to actually go pick up stuff, then yeah. But a lot of things that we need right now in the blue collar jobs, like sorry, white collar jobs, you don't need a robot. A lot of them. Office jobs gone. Yeah, I would definitely hire a robot. Me too, man. Me too. Right now, I'm actually looking for an assistant, a virtual assistant right now. If I could get a robot to do that for me, man, say less. So yeah, man. Yeah, great content. Great comment right here. Uh, Wealth engineering has officially gone dark. Oh man, oh man. Hey, look, I'm just saying. I just want to see the future, man. I'm looking at these articles already. But in my mind, guys, I see news like this that Elon Musk is working heavy on manufacturing robots like this. And as soon as I read that, and I'm like, all right, watch 10 years from now or 20 years from now, you're going to say, hey, this guy married a Tesla robot and then dress the robot as a wife or put like a sex doll on top of the skull and all. And then you have the interview from the guy and it's like, oh my god, I name her Nancy. She does everything for me. She cleans my bathroom. She cooked me food, and I don't even need to tell her thanks. Right? The silicones, the silicone body. I call her. Let me smile. Anyway. That's too wild. But I already see this article coming, man, 10 years from now. I just see it. I just see it, man. But anyway, man, the series Westworld will be a reality. Man, Westworld is literally a training program for population to start accepting what's going to happen. That's what I believe this thing is. Thank you for the comment. Let me see. Russian robot. No worries, man. But yeah, man, like that's what I see, man. I see articles like that coming. Like as soon as I heard the news, it's like it's one plus one. Man, I got wait, let me read that. I got 18 employees in China. Guys, these are 18 employees in China, 10 in Kenya. I'd love to get my teams down. Hey, you're too blunt, my man. Mr. Weinsteining ish, you're going to scare some people. I have 18 employees in China, 10 in Kenya. I'd love to get my team down to 3 in China and 2 in Kenya. 5 people, 2 companies. Large team and 8. Big teams mean your company can buy cars and homes for you. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, and I love cars. You don't have to sell me on that. Man, now imagine going back to his former comment. You got 18, 28 people, right? 28 people. And remember what he said earlier 60% of the operating costs comes down to those 28 people. Now, if you cut down 60, those 28 people down to 5, you're drastically reducing that operating cost. Drastically. Even though you were not replacing them with robots, just humans, you would drastically increase that. Now, if you were replacing that with robot, then you would increase productivity while reducing this. And then remember what Peter Investor M was mentioning earlier prior to that is remember those depreciating assets slash tax benefits. So it just becomes a dream for investors, man. But I think I'll close the stream, and I think you get the point, guys. But now let me read this comment now. Lastly, James Tony. I remember talking to a CEO in San Francisco. I guess San Francisco. He said he said if I want to get rich, build something to take over. Mm. Mm. And guys, this is coming from a CEO in a Silicon Valley. The company that are leading the world right now are all from there. The fangs. Them fangs, right? If you want to get rich, build something to take away jobs. What did I say from the beginning of the stream, guys? I am in the business of taking away your jobs. I do not want to do it intentionally, but I'm working for a startup, and the companies of the future are the startups today. And in the startup world, it is too appealing not to resist artificial intelligence because we have low capital. We need to have high results to be able to compete with them fangs, right? Them Facebook, Apple, Google, Netflix, artificial intelligence. And guess what? Even though we do have artificial intelligence, we can't do it at the level that them fangs are doing it. But any other companies that are not doing it, we can try to compete with them so that we try to get some market shares there. So now, as a tech in the artificial intelligence, and remember, guys, for those who are new here, remember where I'm from, right? I live in Montreal right now, a world leader in artificial intelligence. And why is it a world leader? It's because the Mila School, the Institute for Machine Learning, was created there, founded by Joshua Bengio, of one of the three founders of the technology used to create artificial intelligence. He decided to go back to school. I mean, go back in Montreal to create a school, and now all the universities in Montreal have tight relationship with this guy. And he also created his own institute, right? Own institute called Mila, where he starts pumping new developers every semester, guys. Pumping out developers every semester. And these guys are the ones who's going to create the companies that will be replacing your jobs. Right now in my company, we're trying to hire two, and it is so hard to hire just one because there's that skill is so in demand that many people wants to hire them. We have to like upsell everyone by providing more tax, more benefit, more stocks options, and still it's still hard. My wife spent a full year trying to build a AI team, and it was extremely hard. Even though that she was working for one of the biggest company in the world. All right. And in Montreal here, we know one thing or two about AI because one of the three founder, a Nobel Prize winner, is the director of Mila, the Institute for AI. Right? That's him, Joshua Bengio, the Nobel Prize of Computing. Without him and his three colleagues in the 70s and 80s, really, we wouldn't be where we are right now. But because and that's why Montreal is a leader because he went back to Montreal to help create the next generation of all of those developers. So I know one thing or two about artificial intelligence, and I'm telling you that I am in the business of taking away your job. I work for a CEO that is doing exactly that unintentionally. It's just that we have to do it if we want to stay competitive. And if we want to place ourselves to dominate the future, it's just something we have to do. All right. Five employees is about 20% of 28 employees. Yeah, going back to Mr. Investor Ish comment. So yes, guys, that's it. Why should you really be like, why is it an urgency to work in your financial independence and retiring early? Is because one, innovation is coming hard and it's coming fast. Two, Elon Musk is gonna bring innovation way faster than anyone else in the world. He has the experience, the expertise, he has the tools, he has the engineers, he has the hardest resource is the talent that's going to create it for you, and he has all that. He's been having that for years. All right. He has the capital, right? He has everything he needs to start pumping robots in prototypes in 1 year. The full production, the robot alone, I would say 3, 4 years. Now, and when we at least so that you can see the first version of it, the software is going to take longer, a lot longer. But if he's working on it now, 10 years from now, we're living in a different future. That's all I got to say. So start working, man. So start working so that you don't your boss doesn't start thinking like a Mr. Reinsigning ish. You start working on being financially free, on investing in the innovation that will replace you. Do a side hustle if you want to increase your income. Learn a skill in those field if you want to increase your income. Do something, and I create lots of contents that can give you plenty of ideas to start working on a solution, right? But hey, please share this stream to as many people as possible. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to release more video to break down the big investing ideas from Cathy Woods. I'm going to break it down chapter by chapter. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you tune in if you are looking for ideas to invest in. All right, we're going to break down this information and make sense of it. So I'm going to create an entire playlist to go over this information just for 2022. And every year, I think I'm going to do a follow up on that. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you tune in, and make sure you drop a comment when I drop these videos because it's going to encourage me to make more of that soon. And guys, work on your fire plan. Financial independence, retire early, work on it yesterday, if not today. If you need any help to start, ask on the Discord for free. Link in the description below. If you really want the full details on the course and have the foundation to do it right, if you have been investing in 2 years or less, check out my technical investor course. If you wait on Sunday, I'll give you 36% off to celebrate my 36th birthday for the month of February. And guys, that's all I gotta say. Make sure also you stay tuned for the next streams coming in. We're going to dive deeper on the financial independence, retire early plans, on steps and all that. We're going to talk deeper about that next Sunday. And on this February 8th, I'm also going to invite a special guest, a big YouTuber that is going to talk to you about taxes, how to pay 0% taxes legally. You do not want to miss this stream. It's going to be a very late stream because he is in Dubai right now. But you do want to tune in on that stream if you are in the States or Canada. This information, you would want to know it. All right. So that's all I wanted to cover for now. With that said, guys, we'll see on the next video. And shout out again to all my super chat donors, especially the stream the sponsor of this stream, Jeff Yu. Nice to meet you. Thank you for your comment and salute. With that said, we'll see you on the next video.
Hey, yeah, it's all about wealth engineering. Might be something that you're not used to. It's okay, cause I'm here to introduce you. Hey, yeah, it's all about wealth engineering. Might be something that you're not used to. It's okay, cause I'm here to introduce you to concepts. Time to grow and make big moves. All about crypto, come see. Stocks in business, yes indeed. Got the info that you need. Hosted by my homie JC. Hey, yeah, wealth engineering. Stacking and stacking it up. It's time to generate wealth till you living like